Can we give everybody who came in for the Monday motivation with Mrs. Linden a round of applause? Good effort, everyone. Fantastic. Even saw the Reverend Burke there with, I'm not sure if he had leg warmers on. I hear there's a rumor he did. But it was fantastic to see so many people taking part, including overseas borders. Good effort, Vinci. I have no idea what time it is or what day it is there, but you were in, being motivated and getting up, and it was great to see every age group, staff, pupils, parents, all getting involved. So well done, everybody. Really good start to the day. Now, I hope you all had a good weekend and you managed to get out and about, even though the temperatures were pretty cold. It is bobble hat wearing weather. Some of our staff certainly did, as we can see from the photos of the week that they sent in. Now we start with two photos sent in by Mrs. Bergen. Let's have a look. Mrs. Bergen went for a walk on Talbot Heath. There it is, lovely, really beautiful. The gorse is really stunning at the moment. And I think we've got one more. The trees, lovely. Those wintry walks, perfect. You go out with a bobble hat on, you come back. You can come in and have a hot chocolate cup of tea. Fantastic. So thank you, Mrs. Bergen, for sending those in. And then we had two photos sent in by Miss Bayliss. She went for a walk and she encountered the following. Let's have a look. Those are deer, and they came right up, and she said they were very friendly and very trusting, very beautiful as she went for her walk. And then the swans came over to say hello. And she said, really, it's really lovely to see the animals around us in our environment. Now, two photos finally that were taken by my younger daughter. We went on two walks this weekend. Let's have a look. Ta-da! The sheep. Very cute, very friendly sheep. So we went for our first walk was Upton Country Park. And if you like fluffy sheep, this is the place for you. And then yesterday, we went for a walk to see the goats. Near Boscombe Pier, just behind the beach huts, there are goats grazing. And you might not have ever noticed them. If you do geography GCSE, you're taught about the goats grazing on the cliff top and on the side of the cliff. But they are there, they're very lovely. So go for a walk, you go past Boscombe Pier, about 50 meters, they're on the left-hand side, up behind the beach huts, they're always there. If you like goats, go and have a look. And I think in a time when interaction with humans is limited, it's really important, interaction with animals. I know people who have pets and or who live in the countryside or even in urban areas, if you're able to find animals around or birds, they're really wonderful at the moment, and they just give you that additional interaction. So enjoy and send me your photos. Now that's a very tenuous link to my next photo. Let's have a look. Cue the photo. Ta-da! I did. So we have a photo of an ant. This is not an ordinary ant. And I wondered whether Mr. Gibson was able to identify this ant. I have no idea where he is, whether he's in this assembly. If you are Mr. Gibson, could you...
Hello, I am here, yes.
Mr. Gibson, do you know what type of ant that might be?
It's difficult to tell. It's difficult to tell by the scale. It looks like a very big ant to me. But I'm tempted to say wood ant. Which come in sort of, they live in colonies, and they vary slightly between which role the ant plays. It could be a soldier wood ant, but I would need to investigate further to give a definitive answer.
Okay, now I think Mrs. Cowgill might be in the room, and she might be able to identify that ant. Are you there, Mrs. Cowgill?
Yes, I am. I have a feeling that might be the narrow-headed ant.
You're quite right. Can we give Mrs. Cowgill a round of applause? Well done. That is a narrow-headed ant, and it's been in the news this weekend. It's an ant that loves staying at home, and it loves staying at home so much that it never wants to leave its nest. And in the summer, when other ants fly out, you know, the flying ants, you see them and they go and spread their wings and they go and set up new nests, new colonies. It just stays at home. It just doesn't want to go anywhere. And it's lovely that it's so happy at home, but it also means it's almost extinct. And now there's only one place in the UK where that, or internationally, where that ant lives, and that's Chudley in Devon, because it's like staying at home so much that it never goes out. So it was on the brink of extinction, and conservationists were very worried about the narrow-headed ant, and they've got a plan in place to get it out of its nest. And this involves putting little bits of apple out to try and tempt the narrow-headed ant out of its nest and try and make a new nest. And they're being quite successful. So the narrow-headed ants are going a little bit further than they have been. And they've set up about 50 new nests, which is great, so that hopefully they won't be extinct, and we'll be able to tempt them out. But I thought about this, and I heard this story about the ant that just didn't want to go out. And I thought that's the government's stay-at-home message, isn't it? I mean, taken to the extreme, brink of extinction, but the stay-at-home message of the narrow-headed ant, don't go out, don't leave your home, is one that we should all heed at the moment. And we need to adopt the narrow-headed ant way of life. We need to snuggle down in our homes, and we need to enjoy the company of our own households or our support bubbles. And we will be able to fly, literally and metaphorically, like ants, and head a bit further afield once the heat of summer comes, those long hot summer days. But for the moment, we all need to adopt a narrow-headed ant approach and stay in our homes and snuggle down for the next few weeks. Just enjoy your local, if you've got a garden or a park outside, think narrow, think Chudley. All right, don't go to Chudley, probably beyond the 5-mile limit. But so if you see one, well done, Mrs. Cowgill, for spotting that. Mr. Gibson was close, he was close. Right, at this juncture, I want to send out a very special message to a former head teacher of Talbot Heath. There have only been 7 head teachers in 134 years, Talbot Heath. It's quite remarkable. I am the 7th. And on average, head teachers have done 20 years each. Pretty impressive. Now, let's have a look at the photograph. Who do we have? This is the person to whom I wish to send a special message this morning. So Miss Austin Smith, she was headmistress here at Talbot Heath between 1975 and 1991. And you will see her photograph in the corridor just along from my office. And there's a photograph of all of us, head teachers. They were always referred to as headmistresses. I refer to myself as a head teacher. But Miss Austin Smith was headmistress between those dates. And she is 91 and she lives locally in a care home. But she has not been very well at the moment. And her nephew, Jim, he got in touch with the school and said that actually she loved her time at Talbot Heath. She loved being headmistress, and she has such happy memories. And even if other things she can't quite recall, Talbot Heath she can, and she has really strong memories of her time here. And he said if we could say a prayer for her, it would mean a lot. It would mean a lot to her to think that the whole Talbot Heath community was thinking of her, and it would mean a lot to him, her nephew. So I thought perhaps we could all wave and send a wave to Miss Austin Smith from all of us here at Talbot Heath. So could we send a get well soon wave to Miss Austin Smith? There it is. We're all waving at her and sending our love. Now, I also promised to do something else. There is a former pupil in her late 90s, Sister Valeria. When she was at school, she said she was a little bit naughty. She used to try, and don't do this, she used to try and run and slide on her knees down the corridor, the polished wooden corridor, and see if she could slide all the way to the headmistress's door, touch it with her knees and run off before she got caught. And then she became a nun. And she has been at the convent in St. Mary's in Wantage, and she has been running their prayer line. She's lovely. She said, we set it up, the Vatican helped us, and even though they're Anglican nuns, ecumenical prayer line. And she has set up a prayer line. And over the last 11 years, when I've been head teacher, if there has been a situation where a family has really wanted some prayers, or there's been a really difficult, challenging situation for us as a school, I have contacted Sister Valeria by email. She's a Silver Surfer, and said, Sister Valeria, can you put some special prayers in? So I contacted her and said, could you please make some special prayers for Miss Austin Smith on behalf of all of us? And I got a message back from Sister Elizabeth. She said that Sister Valeria is now in the care wing at the convent, but she would send her our love and pass on my message so that Sister Valeria would say a prayer, but also that Sister Elizabeth and all the other nuns at the convent would say a very special prayer for Miss Austin Smith. So thank you. This is my wave to all the nuns at St. Mary's Wantage, to Sister Valeria, sending our love, and to everybody there. So very special messages going out to our community. It's wonderful that people want to stay in touch, particularly even though we're Zooming. Now, I have one notice to announce, so I'm going to read this. If you have always fancied taking up chess or having a go at it, there is a beginner's chess opportunity. An online class next Saturday at 2 p.m. with one of the best chess players in the country. It is for complete beginners. So if you fancy learning something new in lockdown and you think, actually, there's only 4 of us in the house and now we need to play chess, you can email Mrs. Linden. She'll send you out the details, and you can join that online class, masterclass for complete beginners. So that is at Saturday at 2 p.m. So drop Mrs. Linden a line, which is very good. Right, okay. Now, upper fives, I know you are starting a few weeks of, they're not mocks, they're just going to be mini formative, how am I doing assessments. So I wish you all the very best with those. And for everybody else, I send you my best wishes. We're going to hand over now to someone who's becoming quite a local celebrity. So Reverend Burke, as a result of his Zoom prayers and his assembly appearances, got a mention in LinkedIn because people thought they really liked his prayers. So are you there, Reverend Burke? I know you were at Motivational Monday.
Yes, I'm here, Mrs. Talbot. I've recovered now. Yes, thanks to Mrs. Linden for that. And I think as we prayed this morning, many people may have folk that they're worried about, concerned about, and we can offer them in our prayers to God this morning. Oh God, we bring before you all those who need our prayers today, all who are struggling with life. We remember especially Miss Austin Smith and Sister Valeria, as well as all whom we name in the silence of our hearts. Give them and us your peace. May we know that you care about each of us. Amen.
Amen. Stay warm, everybody. I think it's going to start warming up the temperatures. Have a fantastic week. Bye.